Hi everyone, this is Dr. Christina Rahm Cook, and I've been trying to go live for about 15 minutes. I'm not very good with technology, and so I apologize. It was supposed to go live at 9 o'clock, and it's taken me a little bit longer. So I really do apologize to everyone because I know there were a lot of people on. I could see it. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about what is going on this year and what we're going to do. And I want to start with telling you guys how thankful I am for what has happened the following year and what we are going to do this year as well in advance. But because last year I was able to travel and go to almost 30 countries. The last 2 years I've been to over 44 countries, maybe even more. And throughout my lifetime, I've traveled to 80 plus countries. And I was interested in how many countries most people have been to. So I looked up Obama and Trump, and let's just say that I have been to more countries. And I think that is because of the mission and the vision of myself, as well as so many other people, to really improve healthcare. Many of you guys know that I had cancer at a young age. I had Lyme disease at the age of 19. My dear friend Susan Corbo, who was Susan Evelyn back then, she's Susan Corbo now. She lives in New York, and she is the president of the International Seed Nutrition Society. Back then, when I got sick, she really helped take care of me. I was really sick. I ended up in the ICU with Lyme disease with a temperature of about 105. I almost died. I was there for 7 days, and then I ended up finally getting better, but I had to undergo IV treatment. And back then, when I was 19, a lot of people didn't even understand Lyme disease. So I was very fortunate. I was working that summer in North Carolina, and I had an infectious disease doctor who was able to treat me. From that point, I had a lot of different things that happened. I had a partial molar pregnancy and lost one of the twins, and then I had a brain tumor and a spinal tumor and cancer throughout your body. And hi Peggy, I just saw that you're on. I saw a lot of you guys are on, but I wanted to say hi to you because I have not talked to you in a while. But yeah, so anyway, I got sick, and when I got sick, I'm kind of a perfectionist about a lot of things, and I started feeling like it was my fault that I was sick, and I became very down on myself. And I couldn't fix my body, and I wanted my body to get better. It made me very sad that I was sick and that I had a brain tumor and a spinal tumor. And then I ended up having a cancer on my skin here and here, on my back and on my legs. I had basal squamous melanoma because when I carried one of my children to full term, the cancer spread throughout my body. And this just led me to this, to be driven to figure out how can we fix our bodies. I live in a world, you guys live in a world where we can never claim to cure something. And I always use the tagline, cure the causes, because what I mean is we've got to find out what is the cause of our illnesses, what is causing the different things to happen, and try to clean that up in our bodies and not get discouraged, not get down on ourselves, but just be committed to our own bodies and to each other to get better. And I think this drive, this passion to want to live and raise my children and to be here on this earth caused me to look at many areas of life. And like all of us, I started with the traditional areas. We are each raised in a home with a family and in a society and a government where we are taught certain things, and we're inundated and we see different things daily. And that's the first thing we go to. So I, of course, understood pharmaceuticals and biotech. So I became a medical science liaison, a researcher. I became very involved in the clinical part, trying to understand that. And through that, I was able to work with some amazing companies like Pfizer, Bristol Myers Squibb, Johnson & Johnson, Janssen, UCB, Alexion, Biogen, all these amazing companies that we were able to work on drugs, on products, on research to really try to help people. But through that, I couldn't find all the answers. And knowing that I'm never going to find everything, trying to figure out even more, I started wanting to understand the business side of things so that I could be at the table in these executive meetings and understand why did certain pharmaceutical and biotech and companies decide to launch one drug or one product when I knew as a researcher and a scientist that we had other products and other drugs that we didn't launch. I just couldn't figure it out. So I was able to figure out finally that it was because of the fact that, it's a business decision and I wanted to be involved in that side. So I threw myself in and even became a CEO and learned to run companies and learn the business aspects. But my one intention was to help medicine and to help clinical, and that's remained my mission. Well, through this entire long path, and through this path, me still getting sick and still having healthcare issues, having another child that ended up having cancer and ended up in Vanderbilt, I was able to really see that what I needed to do was to help my body be healthy and well, and knowing that that is a continuous lifetime path, that it's not a one-day deal, that it's a 365-day-a-year deal that goes on and on and on. I became very dedicated to doing that, and that's where my path led me to formulating nutraceuticals. It led me to go back to Harvard in the postdoc medical program in nanobiotechnology and bioscience engineering, and really focusing on how to really make medical devices, make things for the environment, formulas, everything that could really help people. So to this date, I have over 2,000 proprietary formulas, provisional patents, and devices that we will hopefully launch in the next couple of years. I'm going to be working with some dear friends to try to get this information out there to the public in a positive way, not cutting off biotech and pharma, because we know those things are needed, not cutting off the government, we know that's needed as well, not cutting off nutraceuticals, that's needed as well, but putting it all together to be a continuum of care that will really help our bodies. And this year it's all coming together because we will be bringing all those different avenues and not focusing on one, but rather focusing on everything for your body. So really this year, the talks are the story of our bodies and what's going on and what we can do to make things better. I think that path is something that people want to get done like this, but it's not something that can get done that quickly. It's something that you need to work on and be dedicated to. And you can take simple steps. And there's nothing on these videos where I'm making a claim again to cure your lives or to do anything, but rather to be on the mission with you to really help and to use my education. I do have 2 doctorate degrees, 2 masters, postdocs, and just to use that education to help people, because there's not a point in an education, there's not a point, in my opinion, in money or the way you look or any of that, unless you're using it to really help people. So I look at this as a journey that we're on together. And I know most people look at my personal Facebook site, and we have the Cure the Causes site, we have the ISNS site, and everyone looks at those sites as to things that I'm posting and things that I'm doing. But I really want to focus on this site this year daily to really get things out there that I can bring everyone together so we can focus on all these patents, provisional formulas, and everything, and really try to help a mass public. So now that we've all of that past history and what we're doing and the mission of why we're doing this together to help people, let's talk about our bodies. So it's 2020, and most of us start each year wanting to be healthier, wanting to lose weight, wanting to be happier. And it's kind of neat because it's like a reset button. When the television goes out at your house, or your Infinity or your Comcast, or something doesn't work and you can't see a picture, you unplug it, you reset it, right? You start over. And that's kind of what each new year brings for us. I think that this year is going to be a year that we are entering a new decade where we can do so many great things. We have so many advancements. You guys, you know that now we can actually bioprint organs. So the fact that we can bioprint organs is really, really important. And what we need to do when we're doing that is we need to understand what happens to the body when you regenerate a limb or a liver or a kidney. And basically it is science recreating that. But what if we could recreate that in ourselves? So that's really what we want to try to do on these calls, is really talk about how can we recreate what we have in our body or make it even better. And the way we can do that is to start step by step. Just like when you recreate a liver or a kidney or an arm in bioprinting, we just start step by step, and we create molecule cell by cell, and we grow it. And that's what scientists do. And that's one of the amazing things I've gotten to study in school and be a part of. So I really want us to start that with our bodies. And how we do that is we start putting the right things in and getting rid of the bad things. One of the things that I do at least twice a week is I take a Epsom salt bath. And I usually take once or twice a week a hydrogen peroxide bath, where I put a cup to 2 cups of hydrogen peroxide in my bath water. And I also at least one day a week take a apple cider vinegar bath, where I put a quart of apple cider vinegar in my bath. Well, why do I do that? A lot of people don't understand why people do that. Or they think that that's kind of crazy. Well, actually, scientifically, the Amish, the Indians, a lot of different cultures have done things like this to really detox and go through the skin, because your skin is your largest organ, to try to get rid of the toxins. Many of you guys know that really my passion is detoxification. And you know that I spent a lot of my career spending time creating formulas that will produce things to get rid of the toxins. And why have I done that? Why? You heard my history: brain tumor, spinal tumor, squamous, basal cell, melanoma. I lost a child, I had a second child with cancer. Why would I spend so much of my career with the education I have had with cloning and molecules and nanobiotechnology? Why would I spend it on detoxification? It's because I understand that if you do not detox your body and get rid of bad things, you can never put good things back into your body successfully. And I want to explain that. Any of you guys that are mothers or fathers or children or people or live on this earth, think in your mind about a time where you were around everything bad. There were bad people. Think of a moment where you were in an environment where you were scared because everything was bad that was happening and you didn't know what to do. What happened? You were stagnant. Your body froze inside. You're scared to death. When you're around bad people or a bad environment or a scary environment all the time, you don't even understand what you can do. Well, I want you to think about your body. Go inside your body. Think about the cells. They've been exposed gradually since you've been on this earth to negative things, to toxins, to environmental factors. The World Health Congress says this is the main reason, if not one of the main reasons, that we're sick. And your body keeps getting exposed to heavy metals, viruses, bacteria, every negative thing you can think of. And what happens? It stays. Unless you figure out a way to get it out of your body, it's there. Yes, your liver helps detoxify. Yes, your kidneys and your bladder and your skin can help get rid of negative things. But the problem is, unless you give it assistance, it'll never do what you need to have it do on its own. So what you've got to do is you've got to put inside your body or expose your body to things that will help the body even more detox the toxins and the bad things out of there. If you can do that, you're able to really perpetuate and to make things better inside your body. You know, if your cells could talk to you in the morning when you get up and look in the mirror, they would say, I'm sick, I'm gradually dying, I'm exposed to bad things in here, please help me get rid of them. If your child comes to you and says, Mom, I'm around bad people, or Dad, I'm around bad people, please help me get them out of my life, help me, what would you do? you would step in right then and help your child get rid of bad things and help them get rid of their bad friends or someone that's trying to hurt them. But your body is actually the most important thing, because without your body and without taking care of yourself, you can't take care of your kids. Your body is asking you to get rid of the bad things inside. You don't understand that completely. And the only reason I understand it completely is because of all the research and science that I've done. But I'm telling you, if you want to stay better, if you want to be well, if you want to fight diseases, if you want to have your medicine work, if you want to get up in the morning and feel better, you've got to help yourself detox. And so I'm starting right now with simple things that don't cost a lot of money. Apple cider vinegar is not that expensive. Hydrogen peroxide is not that expensive. And Epsom salt is not that expensive, or Dead Sea salt is not that expensive. But all those things, yes, you can't really use those all the time, but to use those systematically each once or twice a week to help your body detox, it really does help. Now, if you ask me, when will I notice a difference? Here's the thing with detox. Some people that are detoxing can feel more energy. Some people get more tired. Some people don't feel anything at all, but I'm going to tell you how you would know. If you kept a diary for 90 days of detoxing on the different things and different ways that we're talking about, then you would maybe notice. Some people really notice, some people don't. Some people think clearer. Some people do so much better. Some people can sleep finally. Some people don't notice. It's a gradual process. But if you take a diary for 90 days and then all of a sudden stop detoxing about the things that we're talking about, don't help your body get rid of toxins, you will eventually, within the next 90 days, notice that you're not feeling as well. You won't have as much energy. You won't be able to do as many things. You can't think as straight. And that's how you'll notice that you're detoxing. Now, those are you guys that are sick. I know some people on this call have the black mold issues, and I know that some people on this call have been exposed to heavy metals, radiation, they've had cancer, they've undergone treatments. Some of the things that we use for cancer and autoimmune disorders actually can hurt us almost as much as they can help us. Well, you just need to know that this is going to take you about 2 years. That's, in my mind, the path of what it takes. And it's also something that you're going to have to be on continuously. So about 5 years ago, I really started on this path very strongly of detoxification. And I look back at my pictures 5 years ago, and I really did look sick. I actually am older, but I look better because I look healthier, and I'm happier because I've just helped my body take care of itself. You will be happier if you do that. I tell people this all the time. If you can do one thing for me in the morning, I tell people this when I travel, look at yourself in the mirror, in the eyes, and tell yourself that you love yourself and that you're going to help yourself and do things for your body. And then you can help everyone else. Look, I am a people pleaser. I am someone that loves to help people, but I know I have to help myself, or I can't help my 4 children. I can't help my beautiful mother and father and my sister and brother and their families unless I take care of myself. And it's the same thing for you all. I don't care if you live in extreme poverty, if you live in extreme wealth, if you live in a country that's fighting or a country that's happy. And we all have issues. We all have things that go on. Even if you have so much money and everything seems to be perfect, we all know the truth, and that is life isn't perfect. There's always something going on behind the scenes that's not easy. So you've got to take care of yourself. Mentally, emotionally, physically, your body needs you to detox and to really help. So what's a way you can detox when you're eating? Let's talk about that. I'm not going to talk about any products today because I'm going to start with the foundation. So let's talk about what you eat. Okay, we're talking about how simple steps you can take when you're taking a bath to help your skin get rid of toxins. And when your skin gets rid of toxins, your whole body does, because again, your skin is your largest organ. So that's a step that you can take. When you do that, by the way, I want to make sure I tell you guys this. With the hydrogen peroxide, don't use it on your face because it'll dry it out. And make sure you use lots of lotion, or I prefer oils, coconut oils, lavender, avocado oil. There's all kinds of oils. I use some of the Neutrogena stuff just because it's easier. It's already there. I also use a lot of coconut oil, MCT oil even. I use almond oil. But you want to use oil on your skin after you do these detox things. But when you eat, let's talk about what happens when you eat. So last year I was not great about how I took care of my body from a eating perspective, what I put in. So my goal this year is to really focus on it more, and I've already started. You do not want to eat refined sugar. So your white sugars, you guys want to stay away from them. You really do. And I make products, and a lot of people know that I work for RAIN International. I'm the Chief Science Officer. I'm also the chairman of the International Seed Nutrition Society. I've done work for Simply Holistic and other companies that we've created products and different things to really help people. I'm not on the sell side. I'm on the science side of those companies. And then this year, I'm working with some amazing people where we'll be launching things that we're doing around the world on the device side, environmental side, and like I said earlier, just all around scientific side. But there's lots of different products. And I do use different types of sugars like coconut sugar, sometimes stevia, different kinds of really sugars, honeys, syrups that are not bad for the body in small quantities. Because, for example, there's sugar in fruit. Last night I had pineapples, and I did a smoothie, and I did pineapples, just a little bit of tequila, and then because it was the pure kind of tequila, and then I did jalapenos. We had a toast in our family for some stuff that we're doing in the new year. It was really, really good, and I used organic jalapenos, organic pineapple, and it was extremely good. Was there sugar in that? Yes, from the fruit. Would I drink one of those smoothies every day? No, because of the amount of sugar that's in that. Now, the products that I've worked on at RAIN, they have a very small amount of sweetener, and most of those are from either fruit or they're from different things that are organic, and they are not bad for the body. And people get very confused about that. And I know it's something that's a topic because of things like Boris. It's a topic because of things that are like nutraceuticals, and people will have diabetes and then they'll think, I really should not have done that. I shouldn't have taken that. And that's not true. It's okay to have a product that has natural sweeteners in it if they're organic, non-GMO, they're small amounts, and they're used from the right sources. But when you're eating, if you can just think about this, you want to have more protein and vegetables than you do fruit. It's fine to have fruit during your day or something that really helps you. But if you really want to restart your body, you want to start by doing the really good proteins and the really good vegetables. Now, some people are vegans, and you can get protein from tofu in different places, and I've done that. I was a vegan actually for 2 years after I had my brain tumor, but I'm a O negative, and my body became aplastic anemic because I had to have more protein. So that's how my body reacted, and everybody's body's different. So you want to see how you adjust. But if you can go 2 weeks with just eating protein and vegetables, and when I say vegetables, try to steer away from your root vegetables. Focus on your greens and your things that are really not full of sugar. Like carrots have sugar. Your potatoes, sweet potatoes, they're okay for you. And once you get through this 2 weeks, they're fine, but you really do want to stay on the chicken, fish, things that don't have a lot of fat. You can have some fat, and then your green vegetables. If you could focus on that for a couple of weeks and eat what you want, then you would do a lot better. Now, another thing that I do when I'm really trying to restart my metabolism is I will do intermediate fasting. I've done that my entire life, and I can tell you it makes a huge difference. When I do not do intermediate fasting, I definitely gain weight. Last year I was not good at this, and this year I've already started. What happens is I will eat dinner, and then I will usually wait at least 2 days a week until lunch to eat. I'll have green tea in the morning, and sometimes I'll have espresso, but I steer away from eating anything until basically a 16-hour window. And sometimes when I'm fasting, I'll wait 24 hours. And then you've got to really fight the urge to eat sweets and carbs. You want to try to stay away from the bread and the pasta and really focus on eating stuff that's good for you. And if you'll do that, you're going to notice a huge change within 2 weeks. It's not really rocket science. It is something that I know definitely that you will see. Whether you are having an insulin issue or a diabetic issue, you'll see that. But now I want to say this scientifically and medically. Again, on this site, we cannot give medical advice, but I'm going to tell you as a scientist, if you have diabetes, you have to follow your doctor's recommendations. You can't do anything, hey Deborah, you can't do anything that is different from what your doctors say. Because some people, you guys know this, when you have an insulin issue or diabetic issue, you have to eat every couple of hours. It just depends on what's going on and what your doctor's advice is. But I'm telling you, if you can restart this year by what I'm talking about, detoxing the body, start with the bath, because that's easy and that's not something you really have to do. And then with your food, getting rid of your sugars, and carbs are sugar and beer is sugar. I know you guys probably know that. Wine is sugar. Is wine bad for you? No, but if you're drinking wine and you're putting sugar into your body. So if you're trying to lose weight and detox, you need to steer away from those things for at least a couple of weeks while we go through this process together. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I want you guys to take it step by step. One of the things I've done before when I'm really struggling with what I'm eating or with weight loss and stuff is I will focus on one meal. You do not need to get down on yourselves if you all of a sudden fail your diet or fail your detox or eat sugar. You just need to start over. So one of the simplest things you can do is focus on one meal at a time or one day at a time. And that's exactly what I'm doing this year. So I would love it if we could all do it together. Now, some people say to me, I don't need to lose weight. I don't think this is something that's good for me. And this is what I'm going to tell you. When you detox, your body transforms naturally to what it's supposed to be. One of the reasons we have so many metabolic disorders, we have so much fatigue, we have so much fertility issues and neurological issues is because our bodies are toxic. They're full of heavy metals. They're full of things they don't need. Think of it like a junkyard. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a place where you just see trash in a mine on the ground. That's what's going on in your bodies. You've got to clean them. So the detox with the bath, with the Epsom salt and the hydrogen peroxide and the apple cider vinegar, things like that, and the oils. By the way, I forgot to say that earlier. I always put lavender oil or different types of oils when I detox in my bath, because while I'm detoxing, those act as catalyst to really help it go into the body. About 80% of the things that go through your skin, if it's oil-based, oil is not as bioavailable, and I think you guys know that. The oil products, it takes longer to metabolize. You need to give different catalysts to them. So you want to make sure you put oil, some type of oil in your bath when you're detoxing. But going back to whether you're losing weight or whether you don't want to lose weight, you do need to detox. And so the bath thing is something that will be very, very good for you to do this year. I would try to make yourselves do each of those, like I said, at least once a week. Now, someone asked me one time, can we do them all at the same time? Yeah. When I'm traveling, you guys that travel with me and that I see during my travels, I try to take little things of Epsom salt, little things of oil, hydrogen peroxide, and I'll just use a little bit, because you have to do what you have to do. Like, the reality of life isn't perfect. We don't have perfect days. We don't have perfect weeks. So we just have to stick together and be dedicated to doing this so that we have the best life possible and so that we can help the most people, help our families, help ourselves. So I do think that's something, if you're starting this year and you really want to lose weight, or you want to help yourself look younger, you want to reset the clock, those are things that can really help. And then focusing on getting rid of the sugar and the carbs and eating the protein. If you can do the intermediate fasting, for either the 16 or the 24 hours. Those are your two best that will help you lose weight. We also know from research studies when they do meta-analysis that the best overall weight loss that people do if they want to lose 20 pounds or more is they do pick 2 days a week where they only eat 500 calories to 600 calories that day. And actually, it's not that hard. If you eat an egg, you have about 72, 76 calories, depending on if you're frying it or boiling it. And then jalapenos, for example, a whole jalapeno, which jalapenos are really good because they're anti-cancerogenic. Jalapenos, mushrooms, things like that, there's hardly any calories in those. So that's why last night I put a bunch of jalapenos, and jalapenos will actually eat fat. I will explain that later on another call, how they actually are able to do that, but it actually will help your body metabolize things, get rid of bad things. Cayenne pepper is another thing that's really good if you're on this journey to anti-aging, to weight loss, to help your body look and feel the best it can feel. Those are certain things that will really help. And when people have children or have babies, that's a journey that sometimes they always ask me, how do I lose the baby fat? Those are different things that will really help you lose weight after you have a baby, if your baby can tolerate the jalapenos and the cayenne pepper when you're breastfeeding. Some babies can, some can't. I had 4 children. I breastfed all 4 children, which is, that actually in itself helps you lose weight and helps the baby, of course. Breastfeeding is really good for the autoimmune system for the baby. But 2 of my children, I could eat broccoli, I could eat cayenne pepper, I could eat jalapeno, and I lost weight like this. Then 2 of them, they didn't tolerate it when I breastfed, so I had to wait till after I breastfed, or I would just eat a little bit. So we will spend one session just on what to do after you have a baby, but today we're trying to overall touch upon what we can do this year to really help what's going on. So going back, what are we going to try to do together the first couple of weeks? We are going to try to just take great baths or showers. Oh, by the way, let me say this. If you don't take a bath and you take a shower, you can take a sponge and rub that on your body, the apple cider vinegar or the hydrogen peroxide. Just put it water, make a bucket, put the apple cider vinegar or the hydrogen peroxide in the bucket and Epsom salt, and then you're going to use a sponge and rub it on you and then have it hot so there's steam, because then it will go into the body, because about 80% of that in some format will go in to help your cells detox. So I've gone past the 30 minutes. My advice to you guys this week is to have an amazing week and stay positive. We understand now that our minds really control our bodies as well. It's the computer of our body. So think positive, take a great bath or shower and relax. Look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself that you love yourself, because I know a lot of you guys and you're just such amazing people. I'm so very thankful and blessed to know everyone. And then also try to eat proteins and vegetables and stay away from carbs and sugar. And we will just keep supporting each other. Hey, look, a lot of you guys see me a lot out. Tonight I am going to, for example, Hamilton. It is a Broadway play. It's in Nashville. I'm going with my dear friend Mimi Pullman. And I don't know if I will just eat proteins and vegetables, but because I did this call today and I'm doing this with you guys, I will let you know tomorrow what I do eat. So far today, I'm on the at least 16-hour fast. So I have not had breakfast. I've just had green tea. And I had collard greens and soup for dinner, and a little bit of ham in the soup and a little bit of black-eyed peas because of the new year. And then I had 12 grapes. That's what I had. So I did have a little bit of sugar in the grapes, but that was my dessert. And I froze the grapes because then you can eat them longer. And that helps also. You get kind of sweets without really having a lot of sweets, just a little bit. So anyway, have a great day, you guys. I really enjoy what I'm doing. And Boris and Deborah and Marina, I'll see a lot of you guys. I'm getting ready to go to Mexico on the 9th of January, and then I get back on the 12th of January. I go to Mexico City, and then I'm going to the coast. We're doing a research project with diabetes, so it's going to be a really great time to be there. And I'll also be speaking and doing different meetings while I'm in Mexico. And then I come back, and then I think I fly through Amsterdam and then go to Hungary, to Budapest, Hungary, and then go back through Paris, I think, on my way home. And then I'll be back in Nashville. That second trip will be, I think, the 14th of January, and I think I get back to Nashville the 19th or 20th. So, so great to see everyone today and to see all your names. Hi, Karen, Linda. I'd love to see you guys soon, and most of you guys I will see soon. So when you see me, you can hold me accountable to what I'm saying when we all go out to eat and everything. And I'll let you guys know how the play goes tonight, the musical Hamilton. But again, it's going to be such a great year, and we're going to do so many amazing things together. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.